just make sure we got the stream up. Give me a second. I just want to make sure that, hey, excellent connection. Okay. And then start recording. Go.
Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome to Community Day today, Father's Day weekend. Hopefully you have some fun plans this weekend. I know I do. I've got a couple barbecues planned. It's just a beautiful day where I live. Hopefully you have some pretty days where you are. So today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to do a QR code demonstration. It's all the craze, so we might as well jump on the bandwagon and show you what we found. We have a couple of different techniques. There's the hard way, the easy way, the weird way, the way that doesn't scan but looks cool, and then there's the way that scans but doesn't look cool. I'm trying to find the middle ground of it being easy, more advanced, where you can get some really cool stuff, have it scanned but still look cool. So I think I've got the settings dialed in. We were tweeted out on Twitter 2 days ago, and I think that's probably the best tutorial. People said that they still had problems getting it to run, and I think I figured out why. So I'm going to go over a little pitfall that I found that causes people to maybe have some problems. And I think we should just dive right in. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And then everyone can just let me know if I'll just share my whole screen. Why not? Okay, perfect. Okay, hopefully everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I just kind of left everything as is because I just wanted to make sure I didn't, didn't mess with it too much before the live stream. So I'm going to go over every single thing that you're going to need to change to kind of get this to run straight away. I'll just clear this out because we don't really need it. Okay. So first of all, we love our RDFX model. We love it. Rev Animated seems to work better for the QR codes. I'm not sure why. I think it's because, don't select that. I think it's because they trained their model on a lot of character art, and that character art has really cool backgrounds. And so it kind of like this gargoyle, these gargoyles here, as you can kind of see, it's just kind of like a caricature, and then the background's nice and I guess plain, which kind of works well for these QR code, this QR code fun that we're doing. So I think it just works better. So we're gonna use Rev Animated. It's in the shared instance. If you're launching on Creators Club, it's going to be under Shared V1 Rev Animated. And again, you can just type it like that, and then it'll pop up. So super simple.
Can you F11 to go full screen and just zoom in a little bit, because the Discord screen is a little smaller than I expected here.
Undo.
Just want to make sure, or maybe not on a Mac. Just go full screen the tab. Full screen the tab. Maybe view or window full screen. Enter full screen there. Oh,
there we go. I was almost there.
Yeah. Okay.
How's that? Is that better?
Zoom in a little bit. Yeah.
How's that?
Better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Is that better, guys? So I've got the screen in front of me. So Revolved, you're gonna have to let me know what people are saying and stop me for questions.
Oh wait, hold on. There we go. I got it. Full screen. Boom. Thanks, chat.
We good?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Awesome. So now I can't get to my. Let's do this. Yeah, that works. Nice. And then I can punch back to full screen. Awesome. Okay, we'll do that. Just want to make sure I can go back and forth between the tools. Okay, first of all, leave the prompt and negative prompt blank. Sampling method is going to be, sorry, I got like a frog in my throat all of a sudden. Sampling method is going to be DPM ++ 2M KARRAS. Karas, I think is how it's pronounced. There's so many things that nobody knows how to pronounce. Oh, go get yourself a QR code if you haven't already. I used these guys, QR-code-generator. and I just put RunDiffusion in there.
Oh, I also just want to add one little thing. Be careful what codes you scan. There's a lot of codes going on like around right now, and
Oh, interesting.
just make sure you trust who you're scanning, because
That's so funny.
yeah,
There's a lot there.
can send you to any link. So just keep that in mind. It can send you anywhere. You might get
this right
rickrolled.
here,
Yeah.
this right here, yeah, no, that's good advice. This right here was the thread that Rowan. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but we'll just go with Rowan. They tweeted this out. It's got 2.7 million views. They were kind enough to talk about us. Maybe some of you came from this tweet. Welcome. We did up this from 7 minutes to 15 minutes because we allowed you to launch these small servers. We only had the medium servers available with the brightness model in Controlnet. Anyway, that's been resolved, so that's all good. He suggests Stream Shaper. I'm going to use Rev Animated, but we're going to follow this to a T. And I'm going to tell you where he went wrong. I don't want to, unless maybe he didn't change that, but I'm going to show you where people are going wrong, and hopefully I don't fall flat on my face here, but here we go. So DPM ++2M KARRAS. Sampling steps, just go ahead and put it 20. I don't think you need 40 out of the gate. Width, 512 by 512. People are saying to use 768 by 768 or even higher. I recommend against that, okay? When I put this above 512 to 512, that's when I start getting garbage, and that's when things start really looking weird. I don't know why, and I think it's model dependent. I think it depends on what model you end up using. With Rev Animated, keep it 512 by 512. You're going to see you'll be able to get some cool stuff anyway, okay? All right. Come on down here to Controlnet. Some of you might have, if you're in Creators Club, you have an upscaler here. Just ignore that. Come down to Controlnet. So yeah, leave everything. Like, don't touch it. Just sampling method. Yeah, leave everything. Okay, come down here to Controlnet. Upload your QR code. Just drag and drop it, or click on your desktop and upload it. Sorry, let's start on unit 0 here. Make sure that you have this enabled. Okay, unit 0, make sure you have this enabled. You're going to select the preprocessor InPaint Global Harmonious. The model is going to be brightness. Okay, brightness is found down here. It's below these 2.1 models.
And
okay.
Brightness is a brand new Controlnet that was developed by a student. They also have another Controlnet, but it's still in development. They plan on making a separate preprocessor for it, maybe. They plan on expanding it, but really incredible work that they made this for everyone to use, and like immediately we got benefit from it.
Yeah, right out of the gate. I think is what it's doing is it adjusts the color or the brightness over here to make sure that this QR code can actually shine through to the next Controlnet. I think it might be like, I mean, if you're saying the control weight's 0.35, it means you're only applying this brightness model 35%, essentially is what that means. So because it's only applying at 35%, it's not using the full brightness model. But I think is what it's for is it's to make sure that the QR code, almost like removing the background maybe, but it's just making that contrast come through to the next Controlnet. That's how I understand it. This is so new. I don't really know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but that's why I think brightness is important.
Yeah, and brightness only works with black and white images.
Oh, okay. That would make sense then. Yeah. That would make sense. Okay, control mode, keep it balanced. Let's go back up here. Controlnet unit 1. Oop. Come on down. Same thing. InPaint Global Harmonious. But this time you're going to use tile. Ed, do you have a good description of what tile does? Because I kind of do.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I'm sure you could do a better job than me.
Yeah, tile is going to focus on every single little individual tile. It's going to break it up into as many tiles as it can. And it's going to try and use Controlnet on a little tiny piece of this image. So this will probably be broken up into 9 tiles. And then it'll do one last Controlnet on the whole thing to try and like smooth out the lines or the creases. And it's good for upscaling. You can use tile with upscaling to get some really cool results. But I think the reason why this is being used in the barcode thing is because it needs to make sure that those lines, that those little dots and all these little lines, that they all come through in your final image. And if you didn't have tile, I mean, it would probably mash those dots together a little bit, and your code wouldn't scan. It'll still look like a barcode, but it just wouldn't scan. And again, we don't even apply it fully. We apply it 65%. So in these 3 boxes, you're going to do control weight 0.65, starting control step 0.35, and ending control step 0.75. Okay. Here's the moment of truth. This is why I didn't touch this box. I just wanted it to make sure that it works. Let's go grab a prompt here really quick. And by the way, I just followed this almost to a T, with the exception of the resolution. I think Rowan put it at 768, which sometimes works. And so I'm going to grab this right here. Thank you. Put that there. Go grab. I just use a simple negative prompt, but you can always, go crazy. All right, get rid of these commas. Cool. Let's go. So I usually like to do 4 right out of the gate at 20 steps, just to make sure that I'm getting a code that scans. And 4 will generate. This is a large server, so 4 generates pretty quickly. All right, bust out your phones and let's see if we got these to scan. And so I just grabbed my phone, hold it up to my computer. First one doesn't look like it's scanned. That's okay. Second one did. Third one did for me at least.
Yeah. That one's cool.
Fourth one scanned. So we got 75%. So
nice.
3 out of 4 I got to scan. And so you can look at these a little bit. I'll make them a little bit bigger so you guys can try scanning them. That one did. That one did before, now it's not. And then the fourth one, so yeah, 50% scan on that one. So pretty good. I mean, a lot of people, they can't, sometimes you can't even get a single one to scan. What we could probably do is like bump this up to 40 steps. Try it again. Maybe even move the CFG up a little bit. We'll do that in the next one. So obviously with 40 steps, it's going to take a bit longer to process, of course. That last one I think was only 10 seconds, which is pretty good. That's like 2.5 seconds per image. Okay, so let's grab our phones out again. Try this. I'll blow this up for y'all. There we go.
Worked.
Yep, that one scans, although it doesn't really look like a wolf, so I don't really like it. That one's cool.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that one, there's nothing there. I like this one.
I like the last one the best. Okay, so let me try another prompt here. That was it. I like this one. Oh, wait, which one's the one? Let's try this one. So now that you've kind of like got things dialed in, I'm going to put the CFG, I'm going to keep the CFG up. Now that you've got things dialed in, don't touch anything and just start playing with your prompts to kind of get the stuff you want. So this one's a beautiful and highly detailed oil painting of an elven kingdom deep in the lush mountains, tangled wooden structures, stone brick structures, ancient ruins. You get the idea, so on and so forth. So this one actually turned out really cool when I was testing. Sweet, look at that. Okay, let's scan them, see if they scan. That one scans, for me at least. Let me blow this up for you guys, hang on. Here we go. I feel like if it's smaller, it scans better. I don't know why. Oh, that one does scan. We're good. Go to the next one. That one scans. Pretty cool. That one's not scanning for me.
Yeah, none of these
scan. Nope, it did. Never mind.
Scanned
it's like barely scanning, barely not scanning. And that one's scanning. Great. So yeah, almost 100% there. So Let me show you what happens when I bump up. Now this may work, but when I was testing, this is where things got not so great. For some reason, bumping up the width and the height causes issues. Maybe we get lucky. Let's try it out. And this will take a little bit longer, of course, because we're going from 512 to 768. But again, still pretty fast on our servers. Yeah, our small servers with just basic settings, 512 by 512 with 20 steps, we can do in under 3 seconds, which a lot of other places, they have 16 gig cards that can't even do 3 seconds. So just keep that in mind. Those little small servers are just bullets. They're amazing. We're trying to get them even more optimized so they're even faster and better. We heavily optimize our system to make sure that, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens. Do you see how I lose a lot of this detail? It just kind of like fuzzies everything up. I don't really get, I don't really get buildings. I'm not really, I don't know, like it just like it's like Tetris. It's just like a bunch of blocks, That one looks a little bit better.
Yeah, some of these are working for me. Yeah.
It's up to you. Like, if this is what you like, this is what you want to go with. You saw the difference of the other ones where we were actually able to get like a landscape. Sometimes moving the CFG down can help. I'll just do 2 instead of 4. Sometimes moving the CFG down helps with getting some of these buildings to shine through without having a whole bunch of, Tetris-like effect. God, I should have grabbed some water. Hang on, let me take a drink here. My voice is all tired. Yeah, see what I mean? I'm just not liking, I like 512 by 512. TFG around 7 works well. 40 steps, heck, even 20 steps is great.
Can you just upscale it?
You just get some
normally?
cool stuff.
Can you just upscale it normally from 512?
I have a lot more prompts we should try. Yeah, look at that. Come on. Who's going to be upset with that? That one scanned for me. They both scanned for me. So there you go. There's the easy way. I don't really know of an easier way. Just make sure that you just set all this the way that I have here. Controlnet 0 and 1. You don't need 3 control nets. You don't need 5 control nets. Just 3 settings. Rev animated works great. Cool prompts. 1 negative prompt. Sampling steps 40. I don't really know how much more difficult it can get than that. There's another one that I wanted to try. This one was cool. Oops. There we go. So yeah, if you guys are following along, drop some of your QR codes in the chat, and I would recommend that nobody actually click on them. We all like everybody here. We just don't know you, so maybe just use Google or use RunDiffusion. So this is kind of neat, just a little, like a glass bottle with a neat little design on the inside. Does that one scan? Yes, it does. Does that one scan? Yes, it does. So again, my focus here was trying to find something that looks good, that scans 50 to 75% of the time. I'm not trying to get something that looks like a barcode that doesn't scan, and I'm not trying to get a barcode with no imagery in it where it's just a bunch of different colors. Trying to get something to shine through, and I think that we found it, especially with that Twitter user who tweeted that out. Again, keep your width and height at 512. I think you're going to have a lot of success, because you can always send this to extras. So you can just go boop, upscale it. See, what is wrong with my voice? Upscale it to, you like to use ultra sharp.
We had a busy morning.
Give that a little upscale, and this should turn out pretty good. So we just 4x this. Boom, boom. Look at that. And it scans just fine.
Very nice.
That looks great.
Yeah.
You could take this, print it out. People are kind of talking about having this space on the outside. I kind of like it because it gives you some margins of error to make sure that things will look good. when you print it out, you won't accidentally, cut off any of your barcode. God, we could even upscale this to like 5x. That was pretty fast. That was only 3 seconds to do an upscale. So this is now, what is that, 2K? I mean, what would that be? Taking a bit longer this time. Honestly, 4x is plenty. Now again, every time you go up, it's kind of like an exponential factor when you upscale. So the first one took 3 seconds, this one took 21 seconds. So just keep that in mind. Whoa, look at that. So you could take this to the print shop, give it to them, and you'd have a really cool barcode. Jeez. Make sure that scans. I don't see why it wouldn't. Awesome. Okay, that was, how long are we into this? Like 10 minutes? I don't know, time flies. We're only into this a few minutes, and we've got a really good workflow here to get you almost 100% scanning. And if you guys want to get a little more creative and you want to take a little more risk, and you can adjust the Controlnet weight on these right here to try and get things to shine through a little better. For example, we can bump this up. Let's just bump it up 1, and then we'll bump this up 1, and let's see what we get. Or is it down?
You want to check the,
chat? Yeah.
Do you want to check the chat?
Maybe we don't touch it, Maybe we just leave it alone. I think it is down. That makes it a little more expressive. I went the wrong way. Put this at 30 to get some faster generations, but while we're experimenting. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. Okay, let's see if these scanned. Hey, that actually looks really good. Yeah, that's scanned too. Nice. The second one, I'm not getting that to scan, probably because of the brightness. See, we need that. See, you guys, see what's going on here? This right here is kind of not shining through as well. I believe it's because of that brightness. So I want to push this brightness up again. Maybe go up twice right there. Try it again. That first one scanned. Looked really good. Hey, there we go. Cool. That worked out. See, that brightness, if you turn it down a little bit, then you'll get more of that color to shine through. Or sorry, turn it up, then you'll get more of that black contrast to shine through, which is what's important when you're creating these.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. There was something that happened with my phone where I was like talking and no one could hear me. So.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't hear you.
All right, cool. No, this is awesome. There's some questions in the chat that people were asking, so I figured we'd just kind of go over those. First question was just using it with tile. Some people were saying it wasn't working for them. Brightness with tile. They were getting results that just kind of showed, just the person. So I don't know what you think about that.
Why does it do that? This is really interesting. This prompt causes a bug, and I think it's, all right, that's good to know. I'll have to research that. Literally, it's just that prompt that's causing a problem.
Weird.
Let me grab a different one here. So you're saying that you're using this with tile and it's not working.
Brightness with tile, yeah.
Brightness with tile. So I guess just, what is this? There. I guess just I mean, I don't know. I'm running it here. This is I've been doing this all morning. Just double check these settings. Let me do this. Let me do this. What's important? This is important. Right here. Okay, let's go to the Discord here. Let's go right here. Okay, so that's important, of course. And then right here, all of this is important. Trying to, there we go. That to stop. Okay, I'll do another screenshot here real quick. And then we'll go right there. So just copy this to a T. I mean, that's kind of the best I can do without like actually seeing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
kill. Your it might be something really obvious. It might be like not enabled because if you're getting a result like that, like the QR code's not coming through at all. So
yeah, check enabled. Check that right there. Check that these are green because look, they'll turn not green if they're disabled. Okay.
And yeah, just make sure that your images are loaded properly and that everything's harmonious.
Yeah, and it makes your your barcode is in both of these, just to be clear. Your barcode, the same exact barcode in both of these. So just make sure that that's there. Make sure your control mode is balanced, resize mode, crop and resize. Kill. You are in Creators Club. So maybe you have a setting that's doing something different. I would double check that. I spun this up on just a regular server because I wanted to make sure that it would work for the masses. Because when you're inside Creators Club, you do have the ability to change your settings and persist all your settings across boots, which is one of the big reasons why RunDiffusion's awesome. You're able to save all of your settings and save all your prompt, you have persistence between boots. So you get that, but it also with much power comes great responsibility, right? So if you have any issues, it's kind of hard. One thing you can do is you can do two things. You can either delete. I wouldn't suggest this way, but you can rename your Auto1111 folder to Auto1111.back. And then when you boot, we will send you a new configuration file, and then it'll boot under the default configuration. And then you can move the assets from your Auto1111.back file back into your Auto1111 file. You can either do that, or you can just delete the Auto1111 file, and we'll beam in a new one when you boot.
Yep.
It's kind of not the best way, but it is a possibility.
We had another question regarding.
It's not the best way, but it is a possibility.
Can we blend a QR code with a pre-existing logo?
Blend a QR code. I'd have to figure that out. That's a good question.
Yes, you can. I saw. Didn't Pixel Pirate do a good one with the RunDiffusion logo?
Yeah, he was playing with inpainting, and yeah, actually he kind of did. We were able to get something to work.
And another question is if you could share. Oh yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think you could mess around with it and find something really, really cool with that.
We could probably do better, but it scans, and that's what's important.
They're asking for a screenshot of the Controlnet Unit 1 as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Good call. Sorry, everybody.
No problem.
You are correct. I did not do that. There we go.
And
set that up.
Here's a link to that doc on documentation site that we've got there. Cool.
Let me do this. I'm going to put all three of them right there, right there, right there.
Well, I hope everyone enjoys their Rickrolling of many others, and
I know, right?
Send them to RunDiffusion if you want. If you don't have anywhere to send them, of course, we'd love it.
Yep. That's scary.
But yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It works.
Yeah, I like the wolves. Yeah.
Yeah, the wolves were really fun. Really, really cool. So, good luck everyone with that. I mean, there's 1,000 tutorials online. Everyone's kind of there's like different ways you can do it. You can inpaint, you can, there's just a ton of things you can do. I have found the biggest drawback that people are having is this 512 by 512. So just make sure that you're keeping, and and don't do pixel perfect. That also can cause issues because this changes your canvas size. So yeah, be careful about that. Yeah, if you do that, it could pixel perfect this QR code, which is less than 512 by 512, and then it can cause a really goofy. Again, just copy what I'm doing. Don't do anything different, and you should find success. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Revolved. He's gonna go over ADetailer, right? So stick around for some more fun stuff. Let me stop presenting here. There we go.
All right, and I will present. second. I gotta open this up in 2 places at once.
Victor, dude, that is cool. I like that eyeball. That looks amazing. Good work. Good work. All right, not bad. That went better than I thought, because every time I demo something, something causes an issue.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like it doesn't work, but hey, that one went well.
Let me just make sure I've got the right screen. There we go. Okay, let me know when you can see. I am going to have to close the chat just to get the full screen. So if you could just keep me in the loop on...
I will take chat duty.
Oh my gosh, it's taking forever to load my screen share for some reason. But yeah, let me just get the introduction out of the way then. I'm going to be doing ADetailer, which is a brand new addition to RunDiffusion. It's on all the servers. I have to say, this is probably my favorite extension for making portraits, making people that I've seen in the last little while. It's super useful. It's incredibly effective, and it's so simple. So let me.
What does it do?
Let me.
I'm
still trying to load this bad boy. Hold on here. It's let me know when you guys can see my screen, because it's for some reason it's stuck.
Nothing yet.
I am like streaming and recording at the same time, so maybe it's struggling a little bit. Yeah? No? Dang it.
Check your monitors.
Just really, maybe if I just share the application instead of the... It's really frozen. See, I'm not going to say you jinxed it, but you did.
Jinxed it, dude. I jinxed it.
You're like, oh, nothing went wrong.
I know. Well, nothing went wrong with me. You've got your own problem.
I take the bullet. I see how it is.
Yeah,
okay.
You just jumped right in front of me. No, slow motion, and took the bullet. So eat on that lead there a little bit. Do you want to just restart Discord and come back, and I'll maybe have ChatGPT tell us some dad jokes while you're out?
Yeah, let me just leave the stage real quick and I'll jump back in.
Yeah, come on back, and I'm gonna get some ChatGPT. Hashtag RunDiffusion. Hey, go follow us on Twitter. Go follow us on YouTube. Really helps us out. I never thought I'd be like a person. You good? Oh, perfect. Never thought I'd be a person to like and subscribe. Like, I never wanted to be a YouTuber or anything like that. But hey, here we are. Go to Twitter. Let me put our handles in here. We're just at RunDiffusion. Really easy. Pretty much everywhere. Let me grab the link. There it is. Go follow us on Twitter. We're going to be doing some, follow us, because we're going to be doing like sales. We're going to be doing flash sales. We're playing with the idea of like giving everyone like a really good deal if utilization's low and it's like some weird time of the day. We can tweet out and say, hey, for the next hour, prices are, half off or something. We have some ideas we're going to play with. I don't know if that will actually do that, but it is a way that we can get deals out to you guys, let you know about news. We are making some big changes. I can't say much, but we're making some huge changes in the next 30 days.
Yeah,
like
I gotta cut you off before you give away too much. We've got some big plans, so stay tuned.
That's fine. I just want to make sure you're all set up, so I'm filling the space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. So thanks. I've got a large here just for the sake of moving through things. quickly for the stream, but you can use really almost anything. If you run into trying to do multiple control nets, different LoRa's, and ADetailer, you may run into some issues. But let me talk about ADetailer and what it is. So ADetailer is a fantastic in-painting tool, and it uses Meta's segmentation anywhere. So this is the page for it here if you want to find out more information on it or you're using it locally. It uses the segmentation anywhere, and it auto detects things. So here you can see auto detecting a face, a person, and then it will in-paint that. So this is really great for when you use high-res fix, because high-res fix will double the size of the image, and then it will zoom in, segment out the face, and in-paint it, which means you get an incredibly high-quality face. And if you've ever done a portrait of someone and they're kind of far away from the quote-unquote camera and their face is just terrible, right? It's like low pixels, it's like awful. But you like the posing of it, you like the framing of the photo of the image, but you're like, dang it, and then you have to in-paint the face manually. This just does it right away, very, very fast. So I go down here to ADetailer. There's multiple models which are loaded, and you can use these for different types of things. I generally just use the face. The hand is not great. I will be completely blunt, but that's just because hands in general are hard. Person is good as well, and we also have some media pipe models in there too. So in ADetailer, you can enter a prompt. If you leave this blank, it will use the actual prompt that you used up at the top to do the face. And down here, Controlnet, I've mostly just been using in paint. I haven't experimented too much with the other ones, but your mileage may vary. If you feel you already have like a good outline and you just want to get some more detail, then maybe you could use like a line art or another model. These different settings here, detection, mask pre-processing, and in painting, they're all related to different settings for, like in this case, what is the confidence threshold of the face? So how badly mangled of a face can you bring back? I will say that this works way better than restore faces. Like this is what restore faces should have been. Restore faces, this model option here on top, it's kind of awful. It makes things really smooth and not look realistic. This will just zoom in and get a high quality portrait. So what's important about that is when you're using a model, make sure it's a model that's been trained on close-ups. You need to make sure that if you just have a 512 by 512 image and the face is in the entire screen, then that it'll load properly. So let me get some pictures here and we can kind of get rolling and try some things out. Here's an image, for example, very simple. Just going to send that in here. Got an easy negative. This is one of my favorite LoRa's right now, Tang Bohu line. I really like the very thick outline, anime style, and comic book style for that matter. So down here, we're going to enable ADetailer. Oh my God, lots of stumbles this morning. That's okay. So we're going to leave it blank, and we'll just go ahead. So we've got realistic, one boy, solo. I think the model that I was using in that image was mostly trained on women, so it came out with a female, but that's fine. We're going to try this, see what we get. And we'll just do face right now. No other settings. We've got sampling steps 50. We have to put on high res fix here. I'm going to lower this a little bit so it doesn't mess it up as much when it does go high detail. The denoising fixes, the denoising strength and the upscale by are really important in high res fix. So I always recommend, if you feel like you're getting duplicates, or you're getting like weird mangled stuff, just lower the upscale down a bit. Maybe add some high-res steps as well. That can always help add additional detail in. And here we've added some new models, and I really love these for high-res fix. There are 3 new Ultra Mix from the Ultra Sharp model. So balanced, restore, and smooth. Just going to use balanced. And yeah, let's get one going. I'm going to use a random seed, of course. And so what will happen on the progress bar is it will generate the image, and then you'll see the progress bar go backwards. And when that happens, ADetailer is taking effect. So it gets right to the end, and then it goes backwards, and then it does it again. Now it's actually doing ADetailer, and you can see we get this like really high quality face, beautiful eyes that really shine through when you're using ADetailer, because it's able to, like, imagine this, it's just taking like half of this image and then generating that. So maybe we do
Can you maybe show a before and after? Like, can you show without ADetailer and then show with, or is that hard to do?
Yeah. I just take the seed. Let's see.
Because it'd be cool to kind of see like exactly what it's doing.
Yeah, I was gonna get a better example where it'd be a little bit more zoomed out, but let's try it. Let's try it. I'm always down to
That's true,
experiment. So let's see. We'll do the same seed, and we will turn ADetailer off. Okay, that was not the same. That's okay.
Yeah, you want to find one that has
pretty good.
I know,
Okay.
because it's a close up. You need something that's kind of far away.
Yeah. So let's
Is it
do
the sampling method, ELR A? Is that what you want to be using?
Yeah, maybe DPM 2M Keras will be a little bit better.
Everybody likes that one.
Yeah, Euler's the more experimental one. So sometimes it will give different results, but you can use it with really low steps and get great results, or go very high steps with it and get great results.
Right.
So I'm just looking for kind of like a portrait style image that we can use where, you know, we'll be able to generate something that's a little further out, get a bit better example of ADetailer. Meantime, let's just do like here.
Maybe say like wide shot or full body pose, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's worked for me. If anyone has any suggestions for a prompt or a, image where they're further away from the camera, go ahead and, there you go. Perfect. All right, going back in time. Oh, no, I guess we just
so there's the face not looking that great, right?
Perfect. Okay.
Well, no, that's not the result we want, but
well, no, I mean,
I know. Just kidding.
Yeah, we got our before image here. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let's take the same seed. It'll probably look a little bit different, but missed a digit or something last time. All right, so put the seed in there and then enable ADetailer. And let's do 2. Let's see how it goes.
I wonder if ADetailer causes some random, like more randomness. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know
why it's changing the image.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. See how it's in painting the.
Okay, well, this one's the same.
Okay. Oh, you did 2. Oh, yeah, because it seed crawls if you do a batch, of course. Did you do a batch? Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the in paint coming through.
There comes the.
It doesn't always show on the preview for some reason, but we can see here, much higher quality on the face, and then this one where it was completely mangled, better.
Zoom in, hit the. Yeah, if you could zoom in a little bit.
I can't.
Okay.
I mean, I can open it in a new tab and then do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, when we do a side-by-side of the last one if we wanted to, but this is a pretty good example, I think. There's like, it's really obvious with some other LoRa's. It just gets some really impressive results. We can do it with the RunDiffusion model here. So maybe do a more stylized one, and I'll try a different prompt. So let's see. Let's load it. Yeah, this should work. So I've got some like different embeddings on here. I'm gonna leave it as is and we'll give it a go. Like maybe we'll make 4 and just see how they do. Let's make sure we don't get any surprises and give it a go. We got a visor. Interesting. It's pretty good on the face detection. So I've seen it grab some pretty out there faces. You can improve it by messing around with the actual like individual settings on it. In regards to inpainting, one of the key ones here is you do have access to the denoising strength of the inpainting, and it sets it pretty low. It's 0.4. So it's going to, you know, very slightly adjust it. If you wanted to get a more extreme result, you know, maybe the last image you're like, it's pretty good, but I want to improve it even more, you could up this denoising strength a little bit and try it out. I would suggest very slowly. You have some other settings here, like what's the padding on it? You can change the width. So if you're using a model where maybe it's trained on larger images, you could do 768 by 768. You could try popping this up. You can change the config. So yeah, there's a lot of options to it. There's also the mask pre-processing. I haven't played with this one too much, just looking at, you know, what's the size of the mask and so forth. But detection has been detection and denoising are mostly what I'm adjusting when I'm using this. Okay, we got too many masks. But it did, you know, really adjust the face there.
The face, yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Maybe we just do.
Give me a different prompt, huh?
Trit.
We just had Revolved. We just had someone say that there's no sound. Everyone else is good on sound, right? I'm able to hear just fine. Yep, there's sound. Okay, continue. I guess someone's got some
Was
problems.
it on YouTube or something?
No, they just.
Okay.
Gara, if you want to let us know what's going on. If not, we'll just continue. And then,
could have been YouTube.
Well, that's generating. Jatster, if you want to, jump into the Discord. We can give you some more tips on starting your journey with Stable Diffusion. I would recommend if anyone else is new, the question that we had here is, you know, if you're new, like, where do you start? How do you get going on this? And we would suggest that you jump into Invoke AI. Load the RunDiffusion FX model. RunDiffusion FX PR is what it's called in Invoke. And just prompt, you know, sports car racing down the highway, and you'll get some really cool stuff. We have a really nice model that we use that focuses on small prompting. And it's ours. It's you know, I mean, it is open source, and other, you know, you can run this locally if you'd like. But yeah, start with Invoke, start understanding how prompting works, and then start watching some YouTube videos on prompting and getting good images out of prompting. Once you feel comfortable with that, you can move into some other areas like inpainting, outpainting. That's all good with Invoke. And then when you're ready, you can jump into the Auto1111 because it's a lot more complicated. As you can see, there's a ton of sliders, and
yeah,
it gets, you know, you can get into a bad state if you don't know what you're doing.
So I think I'm using too many embeddings. It's getting some cool results here, but not faces, you know. So yeah, I think that you know, the ADetailer brings a lot to the table here, and it's one of those little tweaks that will really up your game in regards to what you create. Maybe we try a different one that's a little bit more, This work good. What do we got? Painting. That's. There we go. Something like that image, maybe. even if the face is quite close, it can really make quite a difference. So I'll try that. And I do have to say I really like this Laura as well. It's like Nat Diffusion Design Nagel. So I don't know if you've ever seen like in hair salons, they had those like 80s like designed posters. It's very, very obvious once you see it, but it's a Laura trained on that. So
No way.
we'll give it a go.
Like the hair dryer things, or?
Yeah, it's like Patrick Nagel. This guy.
Oh.
Seen these before?
Huh, no.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, yeah. With
super
like
popular.
the digital background thing. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so someone made a really interesting model of it because it's not like that stylized. Need to change model maybe. It's not like super stylized like those images. It sort of just like has a semi-realistic sort of mode to it, which is kind of interesting. So you get like just elements of it when you generate it. It's kind of cool. Give it a second to load here. And we got to randomize this, turn off clip skip. Clip skip, by the way, people, ask a lot of the time what it is. It's sort of funny when you see clip skip on a prompt because what it's doing is really simplifying it. It's taking the prompt and bringing it to like a higher level. So if you are prompting like a very specific person, instead it will just bring it to like person level. It sort of just like skips a lot of the lower levels of the prompts and makes it more simple. So it's sort of funny, but it can be useful for getting more like generalized when you're prompting. Okay, so let's try this. So you do see some of the Patrick Pagel or Patrick Nagel coming out there.
You got this thing where you keep switching the word.
Well, no, this one he did. He switched the names, and it's smart because you don't want to have the same token. Because if you do Patrick Nagel, then the diffusion model is going to pick Patrick Nagel style. But he wanted to do something different, so he did.
In the model.
He did Patrick Pagel. So then you get like his own version of this.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
And it's really cool. It does.
That looks good.
Yeah, we'll just give it a second. See what these. And I will post the Laura. So here, we've kind of got some pretty good results. ADetailer is coming in. This actually isn't high-res fix though. So if you don't have high-res fix, it's not going to do much to help you. Like, I'm going to upscale this even a bit more. Like, let's try 2. Get a really interesting shot here. Because it needs the additional resolution to do the in-painting and have it look effective. So let's try this again. Here is the Patrick Pagel Laura, if anyone's interested in that. And I will also post the other one I used, which is Tangbohu is a really interesting Laura creator. They have like a whole bunch of utility Lauras. So they have like background blur, foreground blur, color box, saturation, add detail, just like a ton of these different utilities, which are really awesome to have. So they've been constantly producing good stuff.
Is that that's a like chorus, right?
Nope. Oh, is the Patrick Nagel one a like chorus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I'm not sure that our volume is creating that file. I need to look into that. So you may not be able to use that in Creators Club right away.
It works as a Laura. I'm using it right now, right? So.
Oh yeah, yeah. What the heck? What am I talking about? Okay, cool. So just put it in the Laura folder then.
Yeah. As long as you have
got
the
it.
like chorus thing, it will. Like you can see we have the like chorus thing there, it's just not mapped. But if you just put it in LoRa, for now it works.
Okay. Yeah, all right. But still, yeah, we'll probably clean that up so it's less confusing.
Yeah,
But at least it worked.
as long as you got the extension, yeah. So you can
Right.
see it's going backwards. There's the zoom in, right? So it's doing the zoom ins pretty well. Oh, we got a cat girl here. Excellent. Always love a random cat girl comes out of the model.
It's just delivering what people want.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Well, it's an interesting point. I mean, right now there's no like reinforcement learning really. Like people are starting to do it in the base models and stuff. Like that's what Stability is doing right now with SDXL, is they have all these like base model styles that they're testing. This is actually kind of want to improve it a bit more. I think it's maybe the model, but I feel like we could get it a bit better. Try this model. So yeah, like they're doing that testing where when you generate an SDXL image in their Discord, it will give you two versions and then you pick which one's better, and then they're using that input to like help train the model. And that reinforcement learning stuff is like, it's okay, it's good data, and they're just taking the data and doing something with it. But I think once that stuff like gets incorporated into the software at some point, it's going to be really interesting. Like we're going to see much more interesting effects, and like you'll be able to have personalized models maybe, where it trains itself as you diffuse. I think there's so much potential there that hasn't really been tapped into yet, and we're going to see that with language models and all kinds of stuff. Is like everyone's going to have their own personal training, maybe. I don't know. Just
We'll see.
Theory crafting at this point.
I know, it's like, where are we going? That's the hard part to know is.
Yeah, and with
Who knows?
SDXL too, I mean, it's going to be a big jump in quality, but what is going to determine if it like what's going to determine if it succeeds or not is how the community takes to it in training. Are people going to jump onto it and be like, this is amazing for training, like I can get exactly what I want out of it? Or are they going to be like with 2.1 where they were like, oh, this is too railroady, like it's like it's not giving me the flexibility. I get lots of like the same thing when I prompt out of it. I don't have the flexibility.
That's what I've noticed.
Yeah. And 2.1 struggled with a lot of areas where it wasn't trained, and they're trying to fix that. They're trying to like address the lack of training in certain areas. Great example of that is statues, and like if you look at 1.5 and you do statues, it works fine. And sculptures, if you try to do like a bronze sculpture in 2.1, it just struggles. Like it can't even do it. And it's so funny that it needs these areas. So maybe in the future we'll have like agents models that will be able to go and train itself on things. You're like, oh, I want to prompt a statue, and it doesn't understand it. It can just like go search and add it itself. It trains itself. We'll see. There's exciting areas in what's to come.
Yeah,
right.
Seriously.
Enough theory crafting. I can rant about that stuff for a long time. It's so fun to like, think about the sci-fi future that lays ahead of us.
Seriously.
I was gonna go over some hand stuff. We're at 11 o'clock now, so I'll probably just wrap it up. I will say that like, I'm just not too. There's a good face, huh? This one came through really nice. This one as well, pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not too impressed with the hand model. It's really a struggle to get it working. Just like in-painting hands is a struggle. If you've ever in-painted hands, there's no improvement here. It's just as hard. But if it's almost there, like if you have a hand that's like 90% there and you run ADetailer on it, it will bring it to 100%. Like it'll fix things that are just a bit off. But if you have a really mangled hand, there's no saving it. Like that is just gone. So just something to keep in mind. If your model produces hands pretty well, ADetailer hand will do great. if your model is struggling to do hands, then ADetailer is not going to help you in that regard. Okay, cool. Well, I'll open it up to questions. If anyone has any questions about high-res, ADetailer, anything, let me know.
Anybody?
Oh, you know what I wonder if it is? I wonder if it's this scale by resize thing that's making it look a little weird.
So I mean, to kind of wrap up ADetailer, if you're having problems generating images where the faces are low resolution, not looking very good, you use ADetailer to fix those faces so they look good from far away. And it's a problem that's existed for a while, and that's why ADetailer is now a thing. So yeah, keep that in mind. And that's what ADetailer is for. Yeah.
The person model is really great if you have like a crowd or like a bunch of people. It will go detect every single little silhouette of a person and in-paint that. So it can be really cool if you have like shots with lots of subjects in it. But keep in mind, it's going to do a 512 by 512 or whatever you specify version of that person. So they can't be that tall. They can, but you know, it's going to be less results. Just like the face, you know, if you have like a face that's right up front in your picture, it's going to like maybe slightly improve it, but it won't make a radical change. So the real benefits are faces a little further away. Same with people. The further away they are, the better quality you'll get. And hands,
like face fixing on steroids, right?
Yeah. So experiment with it. That's my recommendation. Try the different detection amounts. I found sometimes with hands, like I'll raise the detection amount. So if the hand is mangled beyond recognition, it doesn't even try. Just a waste of time. But if the hand is pretty close, then it will go for it. Same thing with faces. You know, if you have a big crowd or something like that, definitely recommended.
Does it go in and fix everybody's face that's in the crowd?
If you set it, yeah, and it detects them. Yeah, it'll do. So if you have multi people in the picture, it will do that.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right, super duper.
Awesome. Yeah, good results here. I think the upscaling, because when you start, it like sets it on 4. This is why I personally want this in the extras thing. I don't like it here because it like I have to set it to 1 every time I start. But I think we're getting like this seems like a better quality image to me, but maybe it's just placebo. Maybe it's just placebo. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap it up, I guess. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoy ADetailer, making those QR codes, and we'll be around. If anyone has any further questions, wants to explore this in detail, let us know because, you know, it's our pleasure to be here and have the opportunity to share these awesome new tools and toys with you. And we love the fact that we get to, you know, talk AI and share this stuff. So, yep.
Yep, I agree. Yep, I'm with you. Thanks, everybody. We're going to try and do more of these throughout the week at different times, sometimes like in the morning and stuff, to help with some people who are overseas. We may send out a little survey to ask everybody what time is the best time to do events. We want to maybe try and do, you know, 2 a week. At least 1 a week is pretty doable. And yeah, we're going to put the video on our channel and release some documentation around this. Yeah, thanks everyone. Have a great Father's Day weekend. Take care of your dads. If you're a dad, take care of yourself. Have a good one.
Thanks everyone. Bye.